What is more important to you, the end product or the process itself?
End product.
Why?
Um,
I had a feeling you would say that because I think a lot of your arguments come from that.
because I think the end product is what, to me, is the amazing part about it. Like, sure, doing the things, and like learning how things are made is cool. But like the end product, watching, like I just do movies, for example, watching the movies or music as well. Well, music is a little different. Music's a little different. But with movies, watching the final product is always going to be the best part to me. Like watching the movie is always going to be the best part rather than, working on it, which is cool and fun and, interesting. But watching it is definitely the best part to me. If I could have AI robots make everything and I just tell it what to do, I'm going to do that 100%.
And that's why we completely disagree on everything. Because I care more about the process.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you care about the process?
Because I like the humanity of it, not the AI of it.
Explain that.
So when it comes to is whenever you're watching a final product of something, it's a little bit harder with movies, especially like the bigger the budget, the more say a corporation has in it.
Yeah.
But I think the reason like a lot of people appreciate, say, like an auteur filmmaker is you're getting their vision the way they want it. And I thought that comes into whether it be subconscious or not is like what things they were going through at the time when they thought of it or when they were making it, like when they were writing it, or the stories that happen whenever they're on set trying to make this vision come to life. I care more about like that than I do about the final product. Like I can watch behind the scenes shit or whatever, and I probably enjoy that more than actually watching the movie.
Yeah, no. And I'm not saying I don't enjoy the process. I really do enjoy the process, 100%. But there are a lot of times where I do the process and then I try to do the final product and it just doesn't work. I just don't feel inspired. And that's just with movies. There's other industries, other things that I've tried that I like the process better. Like music. Making music is so much fun. It's a lot of fun. And just being in that like going to a studio and watching like artists make music, that is a vibe. And I love that. And then sometimes the final product is not really, I don't feel that deeply about it.
Yeah.
But the process is always fun. But movies is a little different.
See, I feel that way about almost all of it.
Yeah.
Where I prefer, like I care more about the process because I care about what caused this to exist in a lot of ways.
See, so,
it's just I care about like just what goes into it, what's the stories that happen from it. Like when you hear people talk about like behind the scenes of like, okay, so this is the way we did this is we did blah 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 X, Y, and Z, da 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 da. And it's like, interesting. If I was trying to do the same thing, I might have done it this way.
Yeah.
And it's just like I just find that part of things way more interesting, like the nuts and bolts of how things work and how something comes into fruition more than I care about what actually came into fruition.
Yeah. I'm not mad at that. I think that is really great. And I really like that too.
And my point is, I think the reason I brought this up is like, I think that's probably why we have a lot of our arguments on certain things, especially like around AI and such. It's like the AI process loses a lot of that humanity in a lot of ways, I feel like.
See, for me, I think...
Especially in something like writing is such a personal thing, I feel like.
Yeah, but
here's the thing is like when you work with studios is usually why the humanity gets ripped out of it because they have certain boxes they're trying to check. And then once you get to AI, it's not going to be a person doing it. It's going to be basically, of course, I'm going to describe this wrong and you're going to point that out, but it's basically like an algorithm taking conglomeration of things that have happened before and just putting something out based on prompts.
That's what we do.
But you still have a filter of your experience and your emotions.
Yeah. Eventually AI... Eventually, there's going to be a time where it's going to be hard to distinguish, and we can have this conversation, but it's going to be hard to distinguish humans between AI because what is consciousness? What is emotion? Like, just think about that. How do we...
Well, the thing about emotions is emotions tie back to brain chemistry and the different hormones that are pumped from it.
But I guess...
Because if you taste something tasty, your brain starts emitting dopamine, which then gives you this pleasurable sensation.
Sure, that's how it works. Sure, but like when we say like art, emotion, it's creativity. I get that, but it's hard to really have that in a tangible sense. Like how do we know what exactly that is? Like, let's say there's going to be a time where it's going to be hard to distinguish between humans and AI. How are we going to say they don't have emotion because they don't have the brain chemistry where things fire? But it's going to be almost a replica.
Well, because what AI is going to do is like when people are sad, this is how they write this.
Are you sure? I mean,
yeah, it's going to basically it's going to take a method of like figuring out whenever people put certain labels on certain things, from like this is sad, this is happy, this is funny. It then analyzes based on those prompts. And then once it gets a big enough fucking learning database of it, the same way, like in a way, like how we learn a lot of shit is just by, especially like if you're like learning a language, it's taking in so much of a certain thing to the point where then you start tying it with other, like tying basically a deeper understanding of something.
So what you're describing is a one type of learning algorithm that AI does, which is labeling. But there's a lot of other ones that are way more complicated. Because
I can't explain what I'm trying to explain because I don't have the background.
So like there's large language models like ChatGPT or whatever that learn a certain way. I forgot what specifically it's called, but basically it's an algorithm, like a mathematical algorithm where it determines. So you give it end result, you give it an input, and basically it maps the input to the end result by itself. We don't tell it what's right, what's wrong. It does it by itself.
Yeah.
And that's why people are really excited about it. That's why people are like, it's going to teach us a lot about how we think, because that is kind of a replica.
There's some level of people messing with it.
No,
because there's like stuff that you'll type in, like people have done tests like for like political stuff.
Yeah.
Where like you'll say, hey, say a bad thing about Biden, then it won't say something bad, but you say something bad about Trump and it will.
Yeah, but that is something that, that's something different what I'm trying to say though.
Yeah.
The learning algorithm is a replica of how our neurons work, but it's a very, very, very simple part. So like our brain has like all types of synapses and neurons that connect to each other, blah, blah, blah. The way a lot of AI works is that it's just one that connects to one that connects to one.
Yeah.
It doesn't go back and forth and do all this complicated shit. But eventually it will get there. Eventually.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But eventually it will get to a point where it's going to be hard to replicate, or not hard to replicate, but hard to distinguish between AI and humans. So like when we say humans have emotion to where the art's going to be different than AI, I don't think it's going to be that different. I think.
Well, no, sorry. Go ahead.
Finish. I think it's hard to go. It's hard to say what is. There's a lot of books about it and a lot of like theories or whatever thoughts, but it's hard to say what is consciousness. You know, it's hard to say like, I'm a human. I'm conscious. I have emotions. I won't be replicated. It's hard to say that because we haven't seen anything like us. But eventually, AI could be like that.
So actually, there are things like us when it comes to emotions, like orca whales.
I mean,
dolphins.
Like animals.
People are able to prove that most animals, you don't really have emotions like that. Like there's many. They'll have only like a couple things. Yeah. But like with dolphins, those type of mammals, they've been able to prove that they have more emotions. But no, what I'm saying, I guess one thing to distinguish here is consciousness and emotions are two separate things.
Yeah.
So something could gain consciousness but not have emotions. And it could be in a way of like
what?
So it could find consciousness where like it's able to think like...
What is consciousness?
Motherfucker, I'm not a philosopher.
What is consciousness?
What I'm trying to say is if I pulled up a definition of consciousness, it's not... Emotions are a separate thing. Consciousness, I guess, would go into like knowing, like realizing you're an individual thing. I guess that's maybe one way to look at it. You could try to find a definition of consciousness.
Yeah, I want to...
But emotions itself are a separate thing. Emotions are biological... are a biological thing that come from chemicals within our brain. AI is not going to have that, but it could become conscious, obviously.
Yeah.
But it will understand emotions to an effect of like how we might try to understand how a woman feels when they're going through their period. We don't have a firsthand experience of that because obviously we don't have those organs. So we don't have that same, we don't get the experience.
Yeah.
But we can have like, you can take in things, you can do like that little shock thing that people do, or you can,
I guess what I'm trying to say.
or you can hear people talk about it enough where you hear all the symptoms and you see certain things. You can like logically think this is how it works and how this feels, but you don't have the firsthand experience of like, this is how it feels.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, of course, machines don't have emotions. They're machines.
Yeah, they don't have the
and humans
chemical part of things.
But if they are able to replicate emotions, what would be the difference?
Well, I'm still saying that their emotions would be different because their emotions would come from a logical place, from their whole entire whatever you were calling synapses of combining different. What was it? What'd you called it?
Neurons?
Not neurons, but what did you call it? Like whenever they're chaining things together.
Learning algorithm?
I don't know the fucking.
Yeah, I don't know what you're.
I don't even know what you're trying to find. What you were saying earlier.
I don't know.
But what I'm trying to say essentially is like their emotions would develop from something different. It wouldn't develop the same way our emotions developed, which is from chemicals being released in the brain that then affect the body itself, and then the body also affects the brain when it comes to how it feels, because there's a tie between your gut biome and anxiety and depression. There's a lot of things like within the body that machines wouldn't have those same things. So whatever emotions, if they did get emotions, if that was possible, they would come from a different way. So their emotions would be in a way different than our emotions. So then you could argue that the way that things would be done with emotions within art might be different still.
It's funny because whenever we have these like arguments, I feel like sometimes we like go like left to the point because I don't even remember what we were arguing. Like, why were we talking about AI?
We were arguing about how like because I was talking about what I appreciate with actual somebody doing it, like with the process itself, is like you get the filter of someone's emotions. Yeah. And then your argument essentially was, well, AI,
you said writing, and that's the point that I wanted to make about writing. You said how emotions with writing.
Yeah.
And I don't agree with just like telling AI write a movie about blah blah. I don't agree with that, but I do agree. I can see how it can help with a writer, just giving the AI, telling it what to write and how to do this and how to do that, and then like whenever it gets done, just going over it and making sure it's how you want it. I feel like the production of that writer will be times 100. And
I feel like it's still different when it comes down to like when you're actually doing it. There's still like a level of course, like we don't know until AI gets to that point whenever it starts making shit. But what I'm trying to say is like a thing that AI can't do is when you're writing something, you feel it so deeply that you end up fucking crying writing it. It's going to be whatever you write in that state. AI can't exactly replicate that exactly. What it will do is try to replicate sad moments from like as many sad moments as it can based on like what we're talking about labeling and taking it through its whole logical processing, and then outputting something sad.
See, I'm not saying to use AI as an end all be all. I'm not saying use AI as an end all be all. Like, I want to write a movie about this, so write this AI, and then it will write it, and then like, okay, I like this. I'm saying it more of like as a tool to help you, like, hey AI, I want to write a movie about this. I have these thoughts about it. I want it to be like this. It comes out with a script or whatever. You go over it, and then you input what you need to input or change. Your writing will be your production will writing be times 100. I feel like it'll help a lot of people instead of just like having to go through each thing and write each thing.
I still think there's a benefit of it.
Because
you spend time in that, like, I guess the benefit of actually doing it.
Yeah.
Instead of just saying like, hey, whatever, ChatGPT, write this this way because this and then going back and then just tweaking things.
Yeah.
I think there's still a level of difference of you actually sitting down and writing everything, because the amount of time that you end up spending in whatever in that character's boots or in that world itself may lead to you having new ideas, or it may lead to you having like a deeper connection with it that then you're able to hit like other beats that you might not have been able to hit if you just went through a filter of using the ChatGPT as like a tool.
I think the same thing could be true with using it as a tool. I think you can still be in that character's boots. And you can still.
I'm just talking about there's still a benefit to just the amount of length of time you spend in a mind space.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because like if you just like decided to binge write a script over a weekend, versus if you spent 6 months writing one script, just like a little bit at a time, thinking your way through it. It's going to be different. Like the end product is going to be different.
See, I don't see,
Even though it's the same person.
Whenever I say use ChatGPT as a tool, I'm not saying binge write it.
I know. I'm talking about like my example was no AI involved. Just somebody deciding, hey, here's the idea for a script. If they just sat down and binge wrote it like over a weekend versus if that same person with the same idea ended up spending months with the same concept writing it, it's going to end up being different.
So this is how you should use AI as a tool. You should always have pre-production of what you wanted, what you were trying to do. Don't just have AI write me this, write me that. Come out with an idea of a story, have the characters, have it laid out like what you want the story to be, and then help AI actually do the not physical writing, but have AI do the actual writing, and then come from that writing, change what you need to change or do what you need to do. For me, my issue I want to write stuff. My issue is I have these ideas, right? I have the characters. I kind of have the story of what I want to do. My issue is going into my computer, writing everything out. This is a beat. I want a beat. And then put in parentheses beat and then do this, blah, blah, blah. AI will help me structure all that. It will help me do all that. And I'll go over it and I'm like, okay, I don't like how AI did this sad scene. So I'm going to change this sad scene. But the structure is already there. My production will be times 100. And I think that what can help writers a lot. But I do not agree with like studios just saying, write me a script AI about.
Well, that's what's going to happen.
I don't know if that's going to happen because I think eventually
someone's going to try it and then they're going to try it enough times because it's cheaper still to do that.
I think it still would be cheaper to have like one writer and then an AI assistant. That's going to be what I feel like that's going to be the structure of a lot of things. Even like not even the writing industry, like even like programming. Instead of having these teams of like 10 or 20 programmers on like a certain product, it's going to be one or two, and then AI will help. Because you still need humans to do that. And I think that's what kind of the structure is going to be.
Yeah, as long as AI stays a tool. But my biggest fear is the fact that I don't think it's going to stay a tool.
Eventually, I mean, you can't help it. Eventually, it is going to be so good to the point where you don't really necessarily need humans. Eventually, it's going to be to the point of that.
Well, that brings up the Jeff Goldblum line. What? Just because you could, didn't mean you should.
Yeah. But we don't know.
I think we all know.
I don't know. I don't think we know. I don't think we know if AI is going to replace everybody. First
Bingo.
of all, I don't think we know like what the future holds for any of this. I think we're just speculating, and I think a lot of people are brainwashed by a lot of these movies with artificial intelligence and just have this negative mindset about it. And just think just going to just go to shit.
My negative mindset just comes from the fact that I know what's going to happen with corporations in the creative industries.
I think
just how as of my example before was regarding how illustrators have been fucked by things like Midjourney and Stable Diffusion, etc.
I think eventually I feel like they've always been fucked. Like
as my point is, artists always are fucked.
No, like certain artists.
Most of the time, artists are fucked. The reason the writer's strike is going on because most writers can't really make a living unless you're fucking Shonda Rhimes, who's become a showrunner for multiple shows.
And I think
those people live good, but like your staff writers, they don't get paid shit.
So like, in certain artists, like editors, have there ever been editors that are just making these big bucks?
Make decent bucks.
Really? Like who?
Yeah.
Like what? Like for if it's not for like a big like majority of editors, I feel like are making like these huge like a lot of money.
What I'm talking about is like editors that only do like big ass movies. They do like one of those a year, and
they're still going to be for.
Think of like Hans Zimmer as a fucking composer. Most composers don't make shit. And then you have like a Hans Zimmer who's now you're probably balling.
And for the foreseeable future, I feel like people like that are still going to be in the industry. I feel like they're going to be like editors for like.
But then how are you going to get another one of those if all the entry-level positions are filled by AI?
And this brings up a really, really good point.
That's my biggest thing is where it comes to is like, yeah, for 20 years will be good. But then you're going to get to a point like, hey, that person either is going to no longer want to be that person because they might want to retire. But they may just be like, hey, I have grandkids now. I want to spend time with my grandkids. I wasn't around my kids enough as I should have been. And I feel bad about that. So I'm just going to retire. I might do one movie every couple of years, but other than that, I'm not doing this shit anymore.
And I think that's going to weed out a lot of people that maybe want to do it just for the clout and people that want to do it because they like to do it.
Well, here's the other problem
Yeah.
is then say that system happens where the only people left are the people that want to do it. The people that most likely are going to make it in that system are the people that have the backing financially from family to keep going at that dream. Whereas other people who don't have that same thing are just going to have to get jobs and they'll get stuck in life.
I think this is where we have two different mindsets of what the future is going to be like. I think that it's going to be totally different. I don't think people are just going to, everything's going to be replaced and we're just going to have no more jobs, or people are going to have no jobs and just be broke and live in huts all around the world. I think,
Yeah, we'll just get killed.
I think they're going to be some type of universal basic income. And I also think, so with artists, for example,
Just still be here at the very last second.
for artists, for example, I
Because
don't-
Amazon doesn't even pay taxes. So
Yeah. For artists, for example, I don't think if you're a real artist and you really care about the art or process, you're not going to be like, oh, I'm going to be replaced. Like, for example, like you like making movies. You like the process of it. Why are you going to change? Is that mindset going to change where AI is going to do like the process for Marvel? Like, aren't you still going to want to make movies?
well, what happens is like when you have ideas that still require certain amounts of money,
Yeah.
you can't get that money because the only people that have the money to back that just have their own process working with artificial intelligence.
And this is where AI is going to help, because instead of you having to make,
Here's the problem.
Why do you think a lot of
The problem isn't artificial intelligence, like things artificial intelligence is going to fix correctly that make film expensive. The expensive part of film is crew and renting shit.
why do you need crew? Because you need help with certain things.
As we've kind of discussed, probably one of the last things that's actually going to get replaced by artificial intelligence is actually physical labor shit.
Yeah, but there's going to be certain things like with
And then that's expensive because how the fuck are we going to be able to afford to have some robots fucking stand there on set
no, I'm
with
not
us?
saying robot like physical robots. I'm saying
I'm talking about like rigging up light system, like writing
See-
up your whole system,
you
like
gotta be-
lights and shit.
got to be creative. There's going to be so many
it's really
types of
just gonna-
software and things that's going to help with all that, like green screening. You're not going to need a green screen no more. It's going to be AI is going to mask you out perfectly. It's going to be AI is going to edit everything for you perfectly. Like for music, for example, instead of
But then there's also the benefit of like purposely having shit like using the fact that things are kind of jank for your benefit.
that's just different. I mean,
You can use that to your benefits. My point is like a style.
I guess, but I mean, but that's what I'm trying to say
Creating
is,
with the limitations, Jordan.
what I'm trying to say is AI is going to help if you're a real artist and you want to make stuff. All AI
Yeah,
is
you're
going
just
to
not
do is
going to get
help.
money.
AI. So what? That's
How the fuck I gonna live?
see, and that's why I think we don't have to have this argument again. But I think that mindset is going to
to live, Jordan.
that mindset is going to completely change. You think people in other countries care about like having like all types of money? They probably live cool lives.
Hey, their cost of living is much lower.
What do you think is going to happen here? You think it's
Yeah, we
gonna
can't afford
skyrocket?
it. We're all just gonna die.
I
We're gonna
think
kill each other. Let's live
I think we're going to just start living humbly and just start focusing on community.
humbly.
I think
you met America.
I think we're gonna start focusing on community. I think we're gonna start focusing on like art, like real artistry. I think we're gonna start focusing on community. I think we're gonna start focusing on like actually that human interaction again. I think a lot of shit's gonna change. I think
We're too much of an individualistic culture for that to happen that quickly.
like, but think about it.
that change would have to happen over hundreds of years.
Think about it. If there's these big corporations that's using AI and it's going to be like, oh, there's no AI. Don't you think that human artistry is going to like raise? Don't you think underground stuff that creative?
Yeah, there's gonna be a niche for that.
Exactly, but it's not a niche. It's going to be a whole thing where you can do. It's going to be celebrities and artists are still going to be a thing. Like it's not just everything is not just going to go away, and that's why I think that's why I think it's not going to work where companies are just going to have human. I mean, not human, but like AI artists. They probably will make like these like where we're talking about remakes and stuff that people just gonna like don't care about. AI is probably gonna like do most of that maybe, but when it comes to like
You're so idealistic.
A24 making these big movies like everything everywhere all at once, AI is not gonna be like that. It's not gonna help with that.
We just keep falling down this hole.
Yeah,
Basically, it comes down to is you're optimistic about AI and I'm not.
it's not optimistic. It's just like
Yeah, it's optimistic. It's optimism.
I guess it's optimism, but it's also not because there are
What about the process, Jordan?
because there's our there
You're
are
scared about the final product.
There's also things about AI that I am scared about. I'm not scared about AI ruining us. I'm scared about humans using AI as
That's my other point that I've went down before.
That's the only negative point. That's the only negative thing that I see happening.
Yeah,
It's like
we're fucked.
that's the only negative. But
It's like, yeah, we have to worry about malicious actors. Guess what? We have plenty of those in the world.
malicious what?
Actors.
Like movie actors or
No,
just okay.
that's just a term. Malicious actors.
Yeah, but are they using nukes?
It'll probably happen.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't think so.
We got plenty of ops with those.
Yeah, and they haven't used it one bit.
Well, the scary thing is like apparently during basically towards the end of the Cold War, apparently somebody went to their shift and they were the ones in charge of basically the sensors for whenever like nukes are on the way, and the sensors malfunctioned.
Damn.
But guess what? They were like, there's no way. And guess what? No nukes came. But if they would have said something, which an AI program would have,
Wait, what do you mean said something?
well, like if they would have sent like a thing of like nukes on the way, that would have meant nukes on the way. It goes to the people who decide about nukes, and then they go send the nukes.
I mean, you can say that, and I guess I don't know. You don't know what.
Well,
what
my
happened.
point is just like somebody could try to trick a system saying nukes are heading that way using an AI program that confuses the AI program that's here that says nukes are on the way, and this side then shoots nukes.
Yeah, and then the whole world's going to end.
Yeah, that's my point. That's what's gonna. That's my whole point. Is that we're fucked.
Yeah, but if
we're fucked,
if I
Jordan.
see someone's if I'm like whatever in the US and I see someone sending nukes, I'm gonna like try to confirm that they're sending nukes before I send a nuke to them.
You don't have so much time.
But you can confirm whether it be like I'm sure they have sensors in the sky or shit that I'm sure they have all types of shit that.
Here's the thing: if the humans are gone and it's AI, and the AI gets tricked by an AI, the nukes are coming. We're fucked.
Yeah, why do you think humans are gonna be gone?
Huh?
Why do you think humans are gonna be gone?
Because they're trying to replace us, Jordan.
What? Okay, what? So I feel like a lot of these talking points with AI comes from movies. That's just my opinion. Books, movies, stories, whatever. I don't know any movie story where AI just replaced all humans.
We're not gonna have jobs.
I just don't see that. I just humans.
Why would they pay us if they could just have an AI do that job?
Yeah, it's true.
That's my point. Then why would there be people there?
Yeah, but then
this could be 50 years out in the future where there's like way less people because people aren't having kids, and then
or it could be a whole future where they're not paying us no more, but like there's going to be other jobs that splurge that we can do.
Yeah, splurging by fucking robbing people with shit.
Or is it going to be socialist?
It's just going to look like San Francisco. It's just like a bunch of people that are poor and homeless, and then there's a bunch of these super wealthy people living in communities like gated away.
And then there's going to be rebellion. That's how
what's going to happen.
That's how the movies end. There's going to be rebellion, and there's going to be peaceful.
No, there's going to be a rebellion, and then somebody gets fucking decapitated.
It's going to be rebellion, and then we're going to live like
Mark Zuckerberg just like fucking taken to a guillotine.
No, that's crazy. When we live in like what's that one movie with I forgot what it's called. Never mind. You know, you're gonna live like those books, you know, where they predict the end of the world and be like, you know, you're gonna live like that shit. And then we're gonna be a rebellion.
The Last of Us.
Yeah, Last of Us.
The AI is just gonna make the fungus evolve just to kill us off.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be Terminator, real life Terminator. Yeah, what else? What else is gonna happen? iRobot. All that shit's gonna happen.
It's funny, I've never watched Terminator.
Yeah, I've seen like one or two. Yeah. Another one classic that everybody talks about that's just like
You just don't like Arnold.
Arnold.
You just don't like Arnold.
Arnold's a crazy name. Arnold.
Arnold is a crazy name?
Arnold? It's not?
It's just a white person name. I don't know.
Okay. Arnold. Why no, don't call me Arnold.
But what if your name is Arnold?
Call me something else. Call me James. Fuck. Call me my middle name. I would hate Arnold as a name. No offense to any Arnolds out there. That's crazy.
Yeah, that Arnold we're just talking about. Whoop your ass. And he like 70.
Yeah,
he's still built.
Yeah, that ass he would definitely want my ass. I'm running away. The fuck? He'd probably catch me, huh?
Yeah, he's a Terminator.
Yeah, you're right.
He doesn't get old.
You're right. He's a robot. He's AI.
Yeah. You're fucked. He's the first AI. Isn't that the case? Isn't he like an older model?
I think. Oh yeah, he's an older. No.
Yeah. Because like in the second one, it's like a newer model.
I think he comes back in time to stop.
I thought in the first one he was the one trying to kill the people.
No, I think he comes and tries to stop the big company that makes all the robots or makes the end of the world.
Do they know that never works?
What?
Because it's not like a one timeline. You just create another timeline.
Yeah, very true. Well, I don't know. Is it?
That's what the smart people say now.
I guess there's different theories though about that, right?
The predominant theory now is you would create a new timeline.
Yeah, all that shit.
Because like with like the whole multiverse theory shit, like the theoretical physicists,
yeah, all that
the
shit.
current theory with that is like, yeah, if you went back in time to do something and you did it, you would create a new timeline where you did it, but then there'd still be this other timeline where you didn't go back in time, but then you'd also create another timeline where you went back in time and failed. So it'd be like 3 timelines. The original one, and then the 2 that you created by one succeeding and one failing.
Okay.
Does this make sense? No, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just telling you what smart people say.
Yeah, I don't know how they came to that conclusion. They went
I'm
back
just
in time.
I'm just a dumb person
reiterating
what I understood from a smart person saying about how it's supposed to work.
Yeah.
There could be many flaws in this little chain here where I could have completely misunderstood what the smart person was saying, and now I'm saying into my language.
Yeah. And now the person that's reiterating what you said.
Yeah, now you're going to then say that and hear something completely different and then tell somebody based on what this idiot thought this smart person said.
That's usually how it works, honestly.
I love how we still just devolved into an argument about AI again.
Yeah, you brought it up this time.
Yeah.
It's your fault. I blame you.
Thanks.
What do you want to say? I feel like you got something to say.
Yeah, I do have something to say.
What? Lay it on me.
What's your average screen times this week?
Oh, I don't know.
On your phone?
Oh my gosh.
I want to know how bad this is.
It's going to be terrible.
Anytime I see you, you're just like, even when we're podcasting, you're just like, ugh.
It's going to be terrible. I don't even know how to check that.
Settings and then screen time. It's like in the second batch. Under focus.
Daily average.
Yeah.
1 hour, 11 minutes.
That's probably for this week.
Daily average.
See all activity. It's because it started a new week.
Yeah.
Oh, you can go back in time. If you click on screen time, see all activity, and then you'll end up on a screen that says week and day.
Yeah.
And then, how did I just do that? Fuck, what did I do? How did I do that?
Yeah, I don't know what. Oh, okay. Last week. Oh, shit. Oh, last week's average?
Yeah.
Day.
Last week's average was
today. Oh, wait.
How did I do that?
If you scroll down at the top, it will show up.
Oh, yeah.
8 hours.
A day?
Well, 9 hours.
A day?
Yeah. I guess.
This is last week's average?
Last week's average, 8 hours and 59 minutes.
8 hours and 59 minutes?
I guess so.
That's how much screen time you have?
Yeah, but I watch a lot of YouTube on my phone. So like I watch a lot of YouTube. Like I'll just play like whole podcasts and whole videos like that are like 2 hours long on YouTube.
Dog.
Like YouTube is my highest with 13 hours. Yeah.
My screen time is 2.5 hours.
How many hours on YouTube you
have? Daily average is about an hour.
Yeah, see, mine is.
But here's the thing: that's the benefit of premium.
Is 2 hours.
Benefit of premium is go lock.
I guess. Yeah, I don't even care.
That's insane.
Sure.
I think the average is like 7 hours.
Yeah, I'm definitely on my phone a lot for sure, 100%. Let's see the week before.
And you think the robots are going to kill us? The week before is higher?
9 hours and 4 minutes. But it's all YouTube. I'm telling you, I watch so much YouTube.
I do too, but that's like I lock my phone or I'll also watch it on the TV.
Yeah, I don't watch on the TV that much. And I don't like my phone. Because I like reading the comments. Or I was just like looking. Yeah. Yeah, you got anything to say about that? Huh?
Yeah, I'm judging you. Goddamn, I had a feeling it was high, but I didn't know it was going to be that high.
Yeah. Hey.
And you think the AI isn't going to kill us? You gave us stay off your phone.
That's true.
They're going to be like, here's this new device. And you go, oh, and then it just like sticks in the back of your head and you're screwed.
I guess.
And then they control you.
I guess.
Elon Musk over here trying to plug you into a computer.
Yeah, if you do that, if you get that.
Apparently FDA is after him right now. Or is it?
No, they approved it. They approved human trials, right?
No, there's like some government organization that's going after him because apparently a lot of animals have been killed.
I saw a thing where FDA approved human trials for it.
We're fucked. This is the most depressing podcast ever. So we're just like,
Well,
goddamn,
why do we always come to that conclusion? Why are y'all scared?
because humanity is doomed to kill itself.
What the fuck are y'all talking about? You don't think this can help people with all types of
Yes, but then the smart and then
Injuries.
people with a lot of money then after a certain point get it and then they become like superhumans.
see, that's music, that's movie shit. Like why what?
How is that not like clearly that's a fucking step that could take?
But why do you think that's just
If
like what's gonna happen?
People are already trying to optimize every little thing they do anyways. You don't think then there'd be somebody with money once it gets to a point where it's safe enough who goes, instead of being able to do this much in this amount of time with the
Yeah.
capacity I have without this, with this now I have this new capacity because you can see it with these people who are already using it for other reasons that their capacity for other things increased significantly 10 times.
well, first I gotta understand what even the neuro shit is because I don't know.
I can't remember everything. I'm not even going to try to fucking explain shit because
Yeah.
I've already shown how much of an idiot I am. In this
So
podcast.
so it gives you superhuman capabilities.
Basically, it can give you the thought process is like as it develops. Because first, it's supposed to be developed to help with like neurological
Yeah,
issues.
for sure.
But Elon Musk has talked about how it's supposed to basically connect you with the internet in a lot of ways, to where
Okay.
then you've access to all the data in the world.
Okay.
So instead of like, say, a lot of people who are smart and do businesses and stuff, they're constantly still researching stuff, looking up things for their business
Sure.
to do a better job of their business. Now they don't have to spend that time. Now they can just immediately, boom, download
Sure.
all that shit essentially.
So you think that's gonna happen?
yes.
So you believe Elon Musk is gonna make that happen? You
Yeah.
you think there's gonna be a neurological whatever chip in your brain where you can connect to the internet and you can download all types of shit?
It's possible. We're creating fucking robots. I mean, AI right now.
Yeah, but like, why are we now just believing 100% Elon Musk is gonna do that? I can see it helping with.
I mean, he made electric cars.
Let's just think about it
He shot a
logically.
dick into space and came back.
Let's just think about it logically. It's going to help with neurological deficiencies and
Again, I'm
injuries and
not
all that
talking
shit.
about like next year. I'm talking about like 15, 20 years from now.
Yeah, we can say all types of shit gonna happen in 15, 20 years. We can say we're gonna have flying cars with wings in 20 years. We don't know. Like, you can say
No,
all
we're
types.
not because realistically, it's kind of dumb to go up. There's like a whole thing of people broken down
But
of like the
that's-
engineering. You're better going underground than you are going up because of
And you don't think there's any
That's 3D
drawbacks to
space.
having a chip in your brain?
Oh, there probably is,
Exactly. So so if we can say that, it's
but
gonna
maybe
be-
there's not. We don't know.
exactly. There's maybe it's gonna be flying cars in 20 years. We haven't figured out that maybe we can do this to make it do that whatever. Maybe we
Well, the
can.
engineers behind it have been like flying cars are stupid, so we're not doing that.
Maybe it's stupid now because we're not smart enough.
No, they go because it's all a danger.
Because we're not smart enough to know yet. There's
It's not even just having to be smart enough to know.
people
they talk
thought-
about how like again, this is something I am not smart enough to discuss.
People-
but I've heard engineers
yeah.
talk about how with cars, the reason flying cars is not that hasn't happened and
Yeah,
it's
sure.
not going to happen is because if you think of cars currently right now
Yeah.
operating in a 2D space, if you went into the sky,
Mm-hmm.
the issue is then like the same way we have rules and regulations on the
Yes.
ground, it's hard to do the same thing in the air.
I
So
completely.
their
I
thought
completely-
process is what again Elon Musk is doing is the whole borrow whatever that company is going in the ground is actually
Mm-hmm.
a much more efficient way because you have a 3D space now,
Yeah.
but you're able to regulate how things are supposed to work.
I completely agree, and I completely believe that they believe that, and I completely believe that is true. The same engineers that made AI today thought that it would never be possible to make what AI is now, and if they did that all possible, they said it would be like next 200 years.
Yeah, guess what? They're doing it too goddamn fast. Tell them to slow the fuck down.
That's what I'm trying to say. Is like we don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. I don't think Elon Musk is gonna make a chip where people can download shit from the internet. I think it can help people with neurological deficiencies, and I think that's a good thing.
if Elon Musk says it's going to take a certain amount of time, just triple it.
Yeah.
That's usually how it goes.
Or it might not even.
He's like,
work.
oh, this car is coming out this year. And then it's like 6 years later, it's like, hey, finally it's out. Like Cybertruck, what was that announced like 5 years ago?
And do you think that's still coming out?
Supposedly it's still coming out.
I mean, sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes
He just doesn't understand the supply chain.
sometimes it just doesn't work out.
He's too busy trying to build fucking gigafactories in Texas where apparently a lot of people are dying, but the Texas government kept OSHA out.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Someone want to work with significant other works.
I'm just saying. Maybe
Fair.
we need to stop trying to predict the future is going to be just this evil shit that's going to happen. and just like relax,
Hey,
guys.
evil shit's gonna
Just
happen.
calm down, guys. Just relax. It's okay.
Yeah, evil shit's happening.
It's okay, guys.
Evil shit's afoot.
Evil shit's happening right now.
Evil shit's afoot.
Afoot.
The evil is afoot. We're fucked.
I don't know if I would get the chip though.
I'm definitely not getting a chip.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get chip.
I'll just be a peasant.
I don't know though. Maybe I do get the chip.
You'll get the chip.
Cause why not? Hey,
You're getting-
we evolve in survival of the fittest. Hey, it's whatever.
I love how you just took a 180.
Survival
Like,
of
I'm
the
not
fittest.
getting the chip.
So-
You know what? Survival of the fittest. I'm getting that fucking chip.
Survival of the fittest. Y'all think when we evolved from monkeys, y'all don't think the monkeys looked at us like, oh, these niggas crazy. I'm not doing this.
No, we went, we'll murder you.
Exactly.
That's literally what happened with every like evolution.
Exactly.
That was like somewhat smart.
Exactly.
You wonder
So
why
bye.
Neanderthals don't exist?
Why?
They got murked.
Exactly. Because they was never smart enough.
And then some
So
white
bye-bye.
people fucked them. That's why white people exist.
Oh, hey, Evan said that. I did not say
No,
that.
it really is.
Wait, what you say?
Neanderthal?
No, what'd you say before? Like, would you say white people fucked them?
Yeah.
So that's why.
there's interbreeding there.
So
Because
wait,
Neanderthals are based in Europe. That's partly why white people look different. So like there's people that can go and get a DNA. Like if you get a DNA test like 23andMe, it'll tell you how much Neanderthal you have.
Mm.
Because there's a lot of people that have some percentage
Wait,
of it.
So Neanderthals
Because they were basically a very close related species to us.
to humans?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just now they're all dead.
Yeah. So we didn't evolve from Neanderthals?
No, it's like a parallel evolution
Okay.
from a
So we
similar
both
ancestor.
evolved from.
Like the same way with like chimps and monkeys, they're a parallel evolution from a similar place.
Okay.
It's just the ones that were somewhat like a certain level of smart, they just got murked.
That's what I'm trying to say. Hey, bye. Survival of the fittest.
Yeah, and that's why AI is going to win.
I can lead in the past. I'll turn into a. What do you call it when you're a robot and human?
Cyborg?
Yeah, I'll turn into a cyborg.
Okay.
I don't know if people mad at. Why is that a bad thing? Give me one example of why is that a bad thing.
The intention.
The intention. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That is true.
Oh, Lord. Would you download your consciousness?
I mean, if I see a reason why to, I'll think about it. But at the moment, I don't.
What if we just all became like some like hive mind creature?
That's weird. That's weird to think about.
So this is what I think about.
Hive mind creature.
Like we somehow like, because people start plugging in with fucking chips in our heads, like basically turning into cyborgs. We're all connected to the same place, essentially, the
Yeah.
same database of information. And just how easily influenced people are generally anyways.
I mean, kind of a hive mind right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm
think
saying.
about it.
In a way, we kind of are.
Yeah.
So it's like,
In a way, we always have been.
well, there's some level of difference, but yeah. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we're even more connected because we're literally plugged into each other indirectly.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think about it?
And as what if the AI just decided to take over that headspace, and now it's like we are the AIs? You know,
Or would AI just
hive mind.
decide, hey, I'm going to take over all this?
'Cause it could.
Why? It's so funny.
You said we
because-
can't predict the future, Jordan.
It's so funny
I'm
because
just making one up.
that's very true. I mean,
Just
of
go
course,
with me here.
Of course, I don't want AI to take.
See, this is
take-
why I don't take drugs, because this is already where I'm at. Now
Yeah.
imagine if I did.
Yeah. Of course, I don't want AI to take over my hive mind. I think that's a bad thing.
But even say, what if like a hive mind developed because we're so plugged in?
I don't know. I'm not gonna say it's like a bad thing.
And then what if somebody who just before the hive mind became fully thing started, training their own AI program, and it started training it off itself, and then it became our overlord.
overlord.
It's like how like in the bee nest, it's like the queen bee, and then there's all of us
I don't
worker
know.
bees.
Maybe AI can help us if they're the overlord. We will actually find peace.
The
Who knows?
only way we're finding peace is if it sedates us.
Maybe we'll stop doing dumb shit like being racist.
Not happening.
Maybe if we're a hive mind, we stop.
Yeah.
Maybe if we're a hive mind, we stop doing all this dumb shit.
Yeah,
we do.
basically just take our ability to think away and we'll be good.
Or just like, I don't know, maybe it just helps us stop doing dumb shit that we do. Maybe just no war. Maybe we just all live in bliss.
VR headsets for everyone. VR porn for everyone.
Who knows? I don't know. I don't want to live in a hive mind though. I don't.
Well, yeah, because you wouldn't know if you were in a hive mind.
I wouldn't want to know that I'm in hive mind.
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
But if I would know,
Because
then
if
I
it was a
would know.
hive mind, you don't have a mind of your own.
That's true.
You're an extension of the hive mind.
So I guess it doesn't matter because I wouldn't know.
So maybe we're not in a hive mind.
We're conscious.
Or are we?
I don't know, man. How are we?
I don't
What
know.
is consciousness?
Huh?
What is society? I'm
Fucking God.
I'm joking. Post
What
on
if we
it.
are in the AI's hive mind and we're just being tricked into thinking we're living this life?
That'd be cool.
It basically always just goes back to the Matrix.
Yeah. I don't live like a Matrix. Hell no.
I don't know. This could just be the Matrix, and
Would you take the red pill or the blue pill?
I don't remember which one did what.
I don't either. I was hoping you knew. I'm assuming.
I think it's the red one because that's like with
it is.
the manosphere. They always take the red pill.
It is. It's a red pill. Would you say the red pill or blue pill?
Is there a purple one? I like purple. Favorite color.
Nah, red or blue, bro.
Yellow.
You got blue on right now. So you take the blue pill. I knew you would take the blue pill.
That steak is kind of tasty.
You talk all that shit about AI, and you would take the blue pill. That's crazy.
Do I know what's going to happen? Is it literally going to? Am I Neo in this situation?
I forgot what happened. What was the thing with Neo? Like, why do you say
He's
that?
like the chosen one because if I'm being like, hey, you're the chosen one, I'm like, cool, I'll take the red one.
You want to feel important.
It's like the stories always go right?
You're not the chosen one. You just
I'm
in
like
the
one of
Matrix,
those
out
side
the Matrix.
characters.
Yeah, you're just in the Matrix, out the Matrix. You're not the chosen one.
Oh, I'm having that steak like that one guy. Just sell everyone out.
I'll take the blue pill with ease. Nah, I don't know actually.
If you took the red pill, could you go back?
To the blue pill?
Yeah.
No.
Oh no, yeah, I think you had to collaborate with the Matrix
Yeah.
to come back. Because that's what that one dude did to go back.
Yeah. That's a good question.
Depends how much sleep I had. If I'm tired, I'm taking blue pill.
Depends on where I'm at in life.
Yeah.
If I'm depressed and broke,
If I was kind of like here where it's just like I'm stuck in a cubicle all day, pissed off,
yeah,
I might take it.
I might take the red pill too. Yeah.
But if I'm comfy,
If I'm like
like how he was in the fourth movie,
yeah,
I'm taking that fucking blue pill.
But he wasn't comfy in that movie.
Yeah, he was. He was like one of the heads of like this fucking company, like
That's
video
right, that's
game
true.
developing company.
But wasn't he like depressed though, or something?
I mean, Keanu Reeves always looks depressed.
If I'm like happy, I'm taking the blue pill. if I'm depressed, broke, lonely, I don't know, that red pill might hit.
It might hit different.
Yeah, that red pill might hit different.
It hit different. I just laugh at that's like the manospheres thing is like, take the red pill.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. And then what?
Yeah, that whole sphere is
Weird.
Yeah.
Alpha male.
Stupid. Yeah. You're alpha male? Oh, you're a beta male. That's crazy.
Betamax.
I'm doing a podcast with a beta male. That's crazy.
Betamax.
Beta Max. Just the nickname, Beta Max.
Just maxed out the.
Okay, I'll hit you with a topic. Damn, never mind.
That's what happens when you try to come up with topics.
Yeah.
You just go, I got top.
Yeah.
Psych.
Yep.
Psych.
Yep. Hit me with a topic, man. Let's go. Rapid pace.
All right.
Rapid fire.
I'm not rapid firing shit. I move at a slow pace.
Okay, my fault. Damn.
The one time I rapid fire is when I ate some ice cream and then I'm in the
Okay.
bathroom just fucking dying.
Oh my gosh. That was a visual I did not need to visualize.
You
Never.
just like group.
Evan, Jamal, Curry.
I love you just make up.
I do that to everybody.
I know you do it to the dog that you've
Yeah.
one of the 50 dogs you gave up for adoption.
Just two, man. Damn, you have me people thinking I'm a whole dog giver away.
You're a serial dog adopter and then give them away.
Hey, I adopt the dogs for a short
And
period
then
of
you
time.
rehouse.
Exactly, and give them a better life.
Hey, you should just take the title of being a foster.
Foster, yeah, that's what I meant to say. Foster. I'm a
Well,
foster.
too bad you signed to be an extra.
I did. I'm a foster. Okay,
Meet the Fosters. All right.
Meet the Fosters.
I don't know.
Oh, have you seen that movie?
No.
That was a good movie.
Oh, it's actually a movie?
Yeah, Meet the Fosters.
Oh.
Or Fockers. One of those.
Meet the Flockers is like a YG song.
Meet the Fockers is a movie with
Okay.
Ben Stiller.
See, I was thinking of the YG song Meet the Flockers,
Oh, okay.
which I think is a song about like breaking, entering, and robbing people's houses.
And I think he got that from Meet
there.
the Fockers, yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm sure, I don't know, I haven't seen the music video, but it's the house.
I don't
like
think
white-
there is a music video.
Oh.
It's just a song.
Well, the Fockers is like white family, rich white family.
Cool.
I don't know. But anyways, what?
These are such random asides.
Yeah.
All of this is getting edited out. No, I was watching the show that I've been obsessed with that I talked about before, Oshinoko. The episode, a couple episodes ago, episode 6, it had a very interesting topic, I guess is the way to describe it. So in the episode, through stress of like agency and being on this like reality show, this one chick slaps this other chick on this reality show. But then of course, like they quickly make up behind, like they quickly make up like behind the scenes because, you know, it gets cut. And then what gets aired is her hitting the other girl that everyone online seems to love. And she's kind of like been in the background. So she ends up basically just being canceled by the internet, essentially,
Wait, for hitting.
for hitting the other girl in the reality show.
Okay.
So it's just kind of basically just, it's like a scenario. It's based on a situation that happened in real life, supposedly, based on what the fan base says. There was like a chick who was like a wrestler, like a WWE wrestler,
Yeah.
but in Japan, who was on a reality show and I guess hit another character. And then she got basically just attacked online like crazy and then eventually committed suicide.
Damn.
So that's basically kind of what the episode was, is basically like going through her being harassed online
Yeah.
continuously and like just watching her break down. And then at the end, about to commit suicide but being caught by another character.
Mhm.
But it made me kind of think of like, it's just like that thing of you don't realize it, but just like how much like that shit affects people.
Yeah, for sure.
And it kind of made me think about like just the way we've talked about things on the podcast and kind of, I guess, just going forward with shit is like, not like, I guess, just attacking people and shit. Just because I think it's like a level of, we kind of subconsciously do it, but like when something happens and we just start kind of joking about it. Just,
Yeah.
It's subconsciously, I think it's in a way kind of clout chasing now, just thinking about it.
Yeah.
But it just kind of, I just thought it was an interesting discussion point because it's also interesting the fact that it's like that episode was very divisive regarding like a lot of people loved it, but then of course there's a lot of people that fucking hated that episode just because of that topic.
Yeah. So what exactly are you trying to say?
I guess it's just like realize like just having a visual representation like through a story of like what happens now like on the internet.
Yeah.
Where people just start just talking about topics like somebody does something and then they get canceled online and da 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 da. Even though we don't always know the whole picture, we don't know really what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
But we all come up with our own opinion and conclusion. And usually it's a negative thing towards that person. And then we kind of end up piling on, not even realizing it.
Yeah.
I just thought this would be like an interesting kind of like thing to discuss on the podcast.
Yeah, it is interesting. I don't know. What are your thoughts about it?
I just gave my thoughts.
Oh, you think it's cloud chasing that we?
I'm just thinking about like subconsciously, I think it is kind of clout chasing how we do that, like just people in general. Because you'll just be like, oh, like most recent, I guess, is like Ja Morant fucking wilding, and people are just like, oh, Ja Wick, da 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 da, just saying like making jokes of the whole situation, and obviously they're funny. But then imagine if you actually were him.
Yeah.
Even though obviously you did something stupid, but then sometimes the situations where you didn't do anything, you're just being addressed in the news a certain way, like somebody like think about like Usher a few years ago when that chick was like, oh, Usher gave me herpes.
Yeah.
And then it's just, I think she even came out later on and said it was a lie or something.
Yeah.
And it's just like, he just got dragged for like a year or two.
Yeah. I just think that if you are in one of these spaces where like you are a celebrity, you gotta like develop tough skin. I mean, I'm just gonna put it bluntly. I don't think shit's gonna change. I don't think people are gonna be like all nice and now gonna be try to be understanding. They're gonna continue making jokes, and
But should they? Is my point.
I mean, should they?
Because it's like if those same people, if they were in that same circumstance, they'd be fucking like losing their shit too.
Should they? I mean, I don't make those jokes. I mean, I laugh at
I mean,
them
we did, but
by Ja Morant.
yeah. And then also there's the other situation that's not confirmed yet, but you know,
Well, I guess I make those jokes, but that's not how I feel about him. And I guess there should be.
well, but the thing is,
balance.
when you joke about something, they don't know how you feel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I guess there should be a balance.
So in a way, like whether we think we're piling on or not, we're still in a way piling on because we're contributing still to it.
But at the same time, like if you're in that position, you got to develop tough skin, and you got to just realize like people are gonna be people. And it is very interesting because I always wonder how celebrities feel about that. Whenever like they get talked about so much, like how does that affect your mind? And I got to talk to a celebrity about that because I can't say, but I feel like you gotta. If I was a celebrity and people talk about me a lot, I gotta develop tough skin. I gotta take that on the chin and just not try to let that affect me.
Well, yeah,
as much as I can.
Obviously, you're giving like the realistic answer, but I'm talking about like more than just that. Of like, should that the way people talk online like that? Shouldn't there be some level of discussion of like, hey, don't act this way online just because like it's for clout or think it's funny, for attention. It's just like you got to like just like some level of like trying to condition people of
Yeah.
like, hey, don't talk crazy like this online behind an anonymous thing, because obviously the thing that people have been saying forever, but still,
Yeah.
it's just like I think it's good like having like a visual representation of that like in a story form, because people seem to take
Yeah.
that in more than saying just being like, hey, PSA, please don't talk bad about people on the internet. It affects them.
Yeah. I do think it is an important discussion to have with people. Maybe we try to be more understanding of people instead of just like immediately like roasting or talking trash about them or talking bad about them when they do something.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say should they do it, should they not do it. I don't know. It's hard to like say. Do you think they should do it?
What?
Like, do you think they should make jokes or talk trash about people or whatever? It's hard to say whether or not they should or should not do it to me.
Well, it's like, one, obviously you have the right to say what the fuck you want to say, but
Yeah.
you also have to deal with whatever repercussions come from saying such things. But also to the other degree, still think it's like you probably, before you even joke about something, is one, consider the person's thoughts and feelings on it. There are some people that they're more open to being joked on. Like a lot of times, if you look at, because you said you like to go through YouTube comments,
Yeah.
there's a lot of YouTubers who like when their audience jokes with them, because there's like a joke is, hey, joke on me.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like with that, it's fine, because it's the understanding of like, hey, that's just what we do. You joke on me. Usually we'll have some type of like roasting where you submit like I've seen like creators will do like, hey, send me a picture of your room and then I'll roast it.
Yeah.
And there's like a community thing of like, you make jokes on me, I make jokes on the audience. We all just, it's kind of like a community where we joke around, like how you do with like friends.
Yeah.
Like with your friends, you can joke on your friends, they can joke on you back. Of course, you're going to have like these little things that trigger you, and typically everyone kind of gets a feel for those. But the difference I think comes into is like when you're literally like being attacked online, it's
Yeah.
a different thing.
I think I do think that there are people that are understanding. I think that if you do get attacked online by a lot of people, it depends on where your mind's at that moment anyway.
Yeah.
Like for example, I don't know the story about the woman that killed herself in with the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming maybe her mindset wasn't even that good, to begin with. Maybe she was depressed or going through something before that even happened, and it just kind of added on to that how she felt.
Yeah.
And I know it's tough to say, but like I don't know, like it's tough. Like people should be more understanding for sure. I do agree. People should be more understanding before they attack somebody. I agree. But I'm not gonna say it should stop. I don't know. People have the right to say what they want to say.
Because I still remember that whole Usher thing. Just people, the way they were
Yeah.
just killing him.
Yeah, they were.
They're just turning his songs against him like Little Burn.
Yeah, that was crazy. People have right to say what they want to say, and I don't want to take away people's like. You shouldn't say what you want to say. Say what you want to say. But like, be more understanding. Be human about it.
I just hate that people, especially with the internet, they just like say things without like the thought of repercussion.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's like, before you say something, you probably should think about if you actually end up meeting that person in person.
Yeah,
Would you still say the same joke?
yeah, I completely agree.
And there are some people that are assholes enough where they would.
Yeah, 100%.
And then it's like, okay, well then whatever, do your thing.
Yeah,
But then there's other people that it's like, no, I would never say that. And it's like, then why the fuck are you going to tweet that? Or why the fuck are you
Yeah.
going to comment that on Instagram or whatever?
yeah. I think a lot of it has to do with the maturity of social media nowadays. I think it's still young. I think that's what made social media in the first place. Is that those outlandish jokes and comments, and people can just say whatever they want to say.
Mhm.
I think that's kind of what made social media popular.
You know what's one thing that's kind of interesting to think about? How the next generation will be on social media.
Yeah.
I feel like the next generation is going to be a lot more like private.
Hell no.
Here's why I say this. Because typically the generation will rebel against the generation that happened before them.
Yeah.
And the generation before the current like kids is like you put everything on social media.
First, what is
So
the
then
next
the-
generation?
So one thing in generation that's hard to fucking say because
Yeah.
we kind of don't fit in two generations. So like at first people said Gen Z starts at 2000, millennial ends there. But then now there's research.
Millennial
and,
ends at 96.
Huh?
I saw where it says millennial ends
Yeah,
at
so
96.
now they're saying is like millennial ends about like, they say about 94, 95, somewhere in there.
Mhm.
because of the introduction of smartphones being readily available.
Mhm.
That it's caused like some level of a developmental difference between people of that age group, like that's our age group, and the millennials before that. So they've started grouping that age group in with Gen Z because there's more of an understanding there.
I guess what generation are you referring to where they'd be private?
I think like younger Gen Z, I think will be more private.
Mm.
The only thing, because I've heard people talk about like they're a little bit older, like on podcasts, talking about their kids that are in the age group.
Yeah.
Talking about how like they look at people that post a lot online as like cringy and clout chasey, looking for attention.
Interesting. So like what around what year? Because I have a lot of younger nieces and nephews.
I think Gen Z is like now it's like mid 95, early 95 to like 2010 maybe.
Okay, yeah, I have nieces and nephews that are born like my nephew's born in 2014.
Yeah,
and he's about to be in the 6th grade, which is crazy to think about.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe it goes on past that. I don't know. I haven't looked.
And to me, that shit's like second nature to them.
Yeah.
Like online, social media, posting, looking at people post. So I don't know if it'd be more private. I don't know, maybe, but
well, so you got to consider the other thing of like, whenever we were on social media, that was away from our parents.
Yeah.
And then the social media we picked were based on where our parents weren't. But then now you're going to have like generations where the parents are on all the stuff. Where does a kid go now to get away from them?
Streaming, Twitch.
Yeah.
And that's why I see a lot of little kids are heading.
True.
And that shit's not private at all.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It's going to be different for sure.
But here's the thing is I think most people they'll like that age group consume streams, but I don't think a lot of them do a ton of streaming.
Not yet. I think you'll start seeing a lot more people that are starting to stream. I think streaming is not even at its peak, honestly. I think it's going to be huge. I just think
the economics of streaming are kind of fucked.
Yeah, right now. I think we'll figure it out.
Because the problem is like the streaming, like Twitch.
Yeah.
They haven't made a profit ever.
Yeah.
Because they share what's donated to the streamer. The problem is they can't make money any other way.
What social media has made a profit besides YouTube?
Let's think. Like, I guess what we're describing as social media.
Like Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram,
Facebook. Think Facebook has. Or Meta.
I feel like Meta is a really unique situation.
Oh yeah, because they're just like hyper.
Yeah.
Everything costs like to access 5% of your audience, you got to pay $5 for at one post.
Yeah, and what also confuses me about like companies and public companies stuff. Do you necessarily need to make a profit to be successful?
It depends on the economy and also what the stock market is looking for. So like Netflix, the reason their stock did so good forever is because at that time, for a company like them as a disruptor, the stock market, because also we were higher up in the stock market, like it was doing well.
Yeah.
They were prioritizing company growth.
Yeah.
So whatever money they were making, they were just tenfolding investing.
Mm.
But then it eventually got to a point of like, because of the change in the stock market that was happening at the time, and the fact that they lost subscribers one quarter, that's when their stock price crashed. Because now they're no longer continuously growing. And also the market itself has gone down. So there's less money that you can be invested because you have less money that you can get loans on.
Yeah. I don't know. It is a good point you bring up. I don't know if they'll be more private though. I don't know that. I think it would just come way more natural to them posting. And I think it'll be different. I don't think it'd be as clout chasey, but I don't know.
That's my point. Is I think a lot of it comes down to is I think it'll become like for that generation, they'll start seeing it a little bit more as like how social media started, where it's kind of like you're just connecting with people.
I don't know though.
Because our generation, it turned into like, it started off like, oh, this is where you just connect with people. And then it became like a place to hustle to get money.
But have you seen like these younger chip streamers like Kai, Senador,
no. Well,
Speed?
I don't really watch them streamers.
Yeah, they are one of the most clout chasey people ever. Like the things that they do on Twitch to get that like entertainment is just like crazy stuff that you don't really see in other places. It's similar to like for me, like the beginning of YouTube where they were start doing stuff on YouTube that's just like needed all types of attention. Or not even YouTube, but like internet in general.
Yeah, YouTube, it was like back then the biggest videos were just like random thing.
Yeah, this for the streaming is like how much attention can we get? So we're gonna do the most clout chasey stuff ever, and people just consume that to the max. But it is a point. You do bring up a good point about people like actually posting and doing that. But I don't know.
I think the ones that
I don't
will
know.
do it like that are the ones that are willing to be clout chasey.
Yeah. But
Whereas like the normal kids probably are going to be more consumers on social media.
yeah.
Because I've like,
I don't know though, because
I've just hear so many people like younger kids talk about how like they on social media consuming it all the time,
Yeah.
but they look at like their friends who do it and they're just like, ugh,
really,
yeah.
I don't see that. I see like people consume social media and like they like that, and they will support their friends like streaming or doing YouTube or doing.
I guess
doing,
maybe it's like a thing
TikTok.
of like they might support them to their face, but then like when you hear like when they're not around, they're kind of like, ugh, they're just like
Really?
paying attention. Yeah.
I never. My nieces and nephews, they love.
Well, everyone in your family seems supportive of everyone.
No,
so.
but like not even that. Like people, like younger kids that I hang around, like their friends, or whatever, they all consume that and they all like it and they all respect like these streamers and stuff. Like they don't talk bad about.
Well, maybe they look at that with streamers, but I'm talking about like the other parts of social media. Because I think that generation just loves streaming.
Yeah, they don't be on any other social media. Like they don't be on Twitter like that. They don't be on Instagram. They be on Instagram maybe, but I feel like Twitter is our generation for sure, 100%.
They're on YouTube a lot too.
YouTube.
Because
and-
there's a whole thing people break down of like the amount of edits per amount of time basically guarantees what your audience is.
Yeah. So I'll say YouTube and Twitch, they be on a lot. And I don't see them like shitting on that at all. But they don't be on Twitter. They don't be on social media that we be on. They definitely don't be on Facebook. They don't be on Twitter like that.
Oh no, we're not on Facebook.
Yeah. And Instagram they be on, but not like that. They really be on Twitch and like streaming services and YouTube for sure.
Yeah.
So Twitter might die.
TikTok to an extent.
TikTok too. Yeah, TikTok too. I forgot about
But
TikTok.
the thing is, TikTok, there's a lot of like older people on TikTok, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, TikTok is weird. It is weird. I don't be on TikTok.
They like
that.
market it. It's like for like the young kids, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of people like in their 40s and shit on TikTok.
Yeah, that is true.
But yeah, we're just kind of in a weird space though. Of like we don't really fit in any generation.
I think we do because we're on. I guess we're on one generation. Yeah.
Because like in a way, like there's certain parts of it where I see that we're more similar to Z, but then there's other things where it's like, well, that's not really us either.
Yeah, and I feel like that's that can be for any generation that's in the middle. Like any, there's a lot
Like
of
with the ones closer to the lines of generations. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, there's also like a difference with like baby boomers of like depending when they were born,
Yeah.
they're like extremely liberal or very conservative.
Yeah.
Like they all started off as liberal, and then a certain portion, like the portion that was really like the Vietnam generation, that section of them
Yeah.
became super liberal. And then another section that wasn't that typically ended up being a lot more conservative.
Yeah.
So I guess like within generations, you don't have necessarily like fully uniform.
Yeah.
You can kind of break it down a little bit.
Yeah. And I think overall, I think I lean more towards millennial
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. Gen Z is a little too hyper for me.
That's because we're old. We're old souls.
Yeah. That's true. Old souls.
Yeah.
Don't call me an old soul.
Old soul.
That's a good little discussion, man.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck just happened.
I don't know either. I don't even know how you brought that up.
I don't know. Oh, yeah. Because I was talking about the show
Oh, yeah.
and just how people act towards strangers on the internet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. Suicide and depression, all that, that's tough. Tough to deal with.
No, it's just I
Complicated.
wish people didn't fucking just say whatever the fuck they want. And it kind of just makes me think about how we discuss certain things going forward to an extent of like, let's not just add on, even though it's like an easy little joke.
But
But sometimes it's funny.
at the same time, this is a Tyler the Creator quote. How are you getting cyberbullied? Just turn off your computer.
But the problem is like life is so connected.
Hey,
But that was also like a time whenever we didn't have a computer just completely attached to us.
I mean, I can definitely be disattached to my phone. Do I want to? No. But if
Didn't we just say earlier on that you fucking on it 9 hours a day?
yeah, because I want to, not because I'm like
Okay, you sound
I
like a
have
crack
to
addict
do
right
this.
now. Crack addict right now.
I'm definitely a phone addict.
Like I
for
can
sure.
quit crack whenever I want.
Yeah, I'm an addict for sure, 100%. But if it would be things that will force me to stop. Just like all types of drug addicts, they stop. You know, they get help.
I don't know the percentages, but I don't think it usually ends well.
I don't know. But yeah, I can get my phone up if I need to.
I can stop drinking whenever I want.
There's times where I deleted social media for months, and
It's been so nice.
yeah, I got bored though.
I have no plan to go back.
You're not missing nothing. at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, I don't.
I went back.
Anything that happens, I still hear about.
I went back.
I just don't hear about it like that instant
Yeah.
and see like how a bunch of people think. It's like I don't really care about what these people think. So
Yeah, I deleted it because I was depressed and I was going through shit. I deleted it and it helped me. And then I got back on it. I'm like, I didn't miss nothing at all. Like it's still the same.
Yeah, the only thing I would do is like maybe have on my iPad just to like post certain things for like promoting like stuff, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't like consume it anymore.
But you can't delete all social media.
Why?
You couldn't because you still got YouTube.
Is YouTube a social media?
Yes. No, don't try
No,
to
it's
play
a
that.
streaming service.
That sounds like an addict.
No, it's a streaming
crack's
service.
really a drug.
It's a streaming service.
This is definitely
I don't read comments.
Stop the cap.
Okay, I do everything. Let's see if I have any funny screenshots of comments. I do like comments.
Yeah, comments can be hilarious sometimes.
God, let's
Funny.
see.
Yeah, I read comments too on YouTube. Makes me laugh. Some funny ass comments. People be roasting. It's funny comments everywhere, honestly.
Oh yeah, comments sometimes be great. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, there's one thing I did see on Twitter before I quit that made me laugh.
Yeah.
So there was like a post that went around that said Jamie Lee Curtis recreates the famous image of her mother Janet Leigh from Psycho,
Yeah.
and then above it someone like
Queet.
wow, they retweet commented or whatever it's called.
Quoted. Yeah.
It's been a while. Where it says Jamie Lee Curtis and her mom being famous for horror movies, and then her daughter being a goblin VTuber streamer is so funny. Do you know what a VTuber is?
I think you told me before.
Okay.
I didn't know her mom was famous for horror movies.
Yeah. Psycho.
I don't think I've seen Psycho.
Yeah, it's because you don't watch old movies.
Wait, what is Psycho?
It's a Hitchcock movie.
I saw, man, what is
It's
that?
the one like the first like scene is when she gets killed in the bathroom. It was like one of the first times the main character, like a main character, got killed like immediately.
I saw The Shining. She's boo boo.
What?
You like The Shining?
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here.
The fuck is wrong with you?
The Shining is okay.
Go to therapy.
The Shining is okay.
Get some help.
Honestly, it was kind of boring.
Fuck.
It was all right. I'm sorry. I'm here.
At a certain point,
this
you
is
just
why
start,
I'm here.
do you ever just look in the mirror and be like, I might be wrong.
This is why I'm here. I'm here to shake shit up. No more of the same thoughts. No more group thinking. Take the red pill. Stop living in the matrix.
Could you just stop saying shit for clicks? Goddamn.
I'm not. This is how I feel. Stop living in the matrix.
How is it shit? Shit on The Shining right now.
It wasn't
Do
shit. It wasn't shit. That was
Okay.
I was clout chasing. It was cool. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't all that. It was cool. It's not the best horror movie ever. Okay, guys. It's all right. And it's okay to be all right. It's okay. It's all right. It's going to be okay, guys. Don't take it to heart. Don't cry. We can talk about it more if you want, just let your feelings out to me. It's okay. But yeah, we just got to accept that. And that's it.
Your taste is shit.
It's really not.
Like, how the fuck do you not like The Shining? If the entire world goes, this is good, and then you go, it's bad, you don't think you might be the one that's wrong?
The entire world goes, this is good.
Yes.
That's the problem. The entire world doesn't go, this is good. It
Yeah, it
doesn't.
does.
No,
Mhm.
it doesn't. Nah, it doesn't.
Your opinion is
There's
shit.
going to be a lot of people that don't even know what The Shining is.
There are plenty of people that know what The Shining is.
Exactly. There are people that don't know what The Shining is. I bet you I can find
Yeah, and
something
they
that
have
don't think
access
it's,
to TV.
I bet you I can find something that I don't think is all that good.
You know what movie we do both agree on being shit?
Well,
Tales of One: A Space Odyssey.
and the whole world thinks that good.
God,
Does
that
it- does
movie's
it not?
so boring.
The whole world thinks that good, does it not?
That movie. Oh my god.
The whole world thinks that's just the greatest movie ever.
Blocking in that movie though. There's some great blocking.
They have so The Shining does things
And
that
the
are great.
Amazing special
The
effects. too.
Shine, the 2001 Space Odyssey does things that are great. I like what's that one Alfred Hitchcock movie? I don't know if it's Alfred Hitchcock honestly, but I think it is.
I like how you're saying he's like Eastern European.
Clockwork Orange.
That's Kubrick.
Okay, that movie I think is better than Shining. I really like that movie. Clockwork Orange. Good movie. Really good movie.
Okay.
Gotta watch that.
Well, I'm proud of you for having an old movie that you actually don't think is shit.
I told you there's plenty of movies that I think is good. Older movies that I think is good. There's just some that we got.
It's just the ones that you dislike or the ones where it's like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah, we just gotta get out that mindset, guys. Get out that matrix. It's okay.
I have a quote for you.
Okay, what's the quote?
Anxiety is literally just conspiracy theories about yourself.
Facts. Who said that?
I don't know.
All right, you gotta take credit for that.
Random person on the internet.
was an Evan quote.
73. No, it was somebody else on the internet.
That is 100% facts.
And then one of my favorite internet things is somebody called country music farm emo.
That's hilarious. That is the funniest shit ever.
See, I'm just going through like different comment shit I've just like screenshotted.
Yeah, that is very funny because it is definitely farm emo. I like that. That's probably one of my favorite quotes ever.
Well, I'm proud of you for actually liking something for once.
No. You cannot say that. You cannot say that.
Yes, I can.
You're the main one that doesn't like anything.
No, you just don't like anything I like.
Yes, I do.
Okay, you refuse to watch anything I like.
You refuse to like watch anything I like. But you're the main one that doesn't like anything. I come in here and say that there's things that I like.
Hey, as Linkin Park said, in the end, it doesn't even matter.